Hello everyone, Squeakerwood HCG here. It is about 11:30 on Saturday night. I didn't really have my hair like this all day. I was fixing to take off my makeup and I thought, well, I should probably go make my little vlog before I go take off my makeup, since I look a little bit better than whenever I don't have any on. So today I had a 1.6 release, which has brought me to 18.8. So I'm excited about that. I'm really happy that happened. So I don't know if it's, I'm gonna analyze. I don't know if it's because of not using the thyroid cream on my face because it's really heavy, or it just happened. So I'm happy. I had a pretty rough eating day today. I was hungry all day, but for lunch I had the shredded cabbage and the ground turkey, and then I didn't eat all day, and then we had a little function to go to, a Harley Davidson Valentine's thing, and they had ribeye, baked potatoes, green beans with grease on them, salad with cheese and stuff all over it, and cherry and peach cobbler. So I cut all the fat off of the ribeye and I ate it, and that's all I've had today. So pray that I have a release tomorrow, but hopefully there wasn't too much fat on the meat. I tried to cut it all off, but I'm still hungry. I'm hungry right now. So I wanted to show you, my birthday is Valentine's Day, and I'm not going to be here, of course. I'm leaving tomorrow to go be with my family. But I wanted to show you what my husband got me for my birthday, Valentine's Day. They're Uggs. Aren't they so cute? So cute. Thank you, honey. I thought it was so sweet. So I've had a lot of people ask me to finish my story, and I have to tell you, I want to finish my story, and I want to tell you that it's kind of difficult. I mean, I've told a lot of people my story, and I've done prison ministry for a long time and told my story, but it's a little bit different sharing it with the world, because first off, the people that are involved, I love you with all my heart if you happen to ever watch this, and I don't ever want you to think that I'm trying to come against you. I just want for people to understand that forgiveness is very important. So I told you last time that I got married for a second time. I was married for 6 years. I thought that for the last 3 years that we were married, I felt like that there was something going on. I felt like that there was an affair or something. I gotta scoot back. Going on, but I could not prove that. I have to say, you've met one of my daughters, Sugarbug HCG, and she's 27, and I have a 25-year-old daughter, and I love them with all my heart. And again, my story is about forgiveness, okay? It's not about, Peggy, you're this, you're great, this is something I couldn't do, because sometimes we all have to dig down into some place that we don't even know that's in us. So for 3 years, well, beyond that, my youngest daughter lived with us, and we, I in my house, and it was me, my husband, my daughter, and she worked, and it wasn't like she was bumming around, and then 2 children. And there was a lot of things that would happen that were really odd to me. It was like, what, let's go get our fingernails fixed. No, I need to wash clothes, and I need to do this, and it was just so odd to me, and it, just bells would go off. There's something wrong here. But you can't point your finger at your daughter and say, I think you're sleeping with my husband. Or you can't point your finger at your husband and say, I think you're sleeping with my daughter. You just can't do that without any proof. So every day I prayed, God, just show me what's going on. Give me the strength to accept whatever it is, or to do whatever I need to do. Just put my heart in the right place. And like I said, I prayed for that for 3 years. And it made me sick. I mean, you know, when we go on vacation, I always wanted my daughter to go. Whenever we went places, I always, you know, wanted it to be my family. Well, I was teaching at the college in a paramedic course, and I left some papers at my house, and I had to go back home. And when I did, I got out of the car and I went up to the front door, and the deadbolt was locked. And as soon as I put my hand on the doorknob, my heart jumped up in my throat, and I could feel it beating in my temples and all over my head. And instantly I knew something was about to happen. I knew that I was going to have the answer that I prayed for 3 years. I walked through the house, and it was quiet. And I got back to where my daughter's room was, and put my hand on the doorknob, and the door was shut. And I knew. And I said, God, just give me the strength. And I opened the door, and what was going on was exactly what I thought was going on. So I left the house. I went back to the college. My boss came in and asked me what was going on. And I was teaching. I was crying. He asked me what was going on, and he took me out in the hall, and I told him, and he told me I had to, you know, he'd get somebody to cover my class, and I had to leave. So I had another job, and I was sitting in the office, and it was, you know, between 10 and 12 o'clock. And I had a friend that came in, and it was so strange that he came in, and he was a preacher, and he prayed with me. And I asked God, what am I supposed to do? And he said, go home. I was like, I can't go home. I can't go home. So I got in my car, and I went back home, and they were both there. And I walked in the door, and he asked me what I wanted. What do you want? What do you want? And this is what I said. The first thing I want to tell you both is, I don't know how you ever justified this in your mind to be okay, but I choose to forgive you for what you've done, because I refuse to be a bitter old woman over this, and I refuse to not be able to be loved or love someone else. And I felt like, there was a couple other things that I felt, you know, but I had to choose at that time to forgive the situation. Not saying it was right and not saying it was okay, but to choose to say, what I believe in, what's in my heart, is bigger than what I'm experiencing here. So I went to a counselor. I was willing to do whatever it took, and I was willing to let him stay with 2 children, my daughter. I was willing to do whatever I felt like that I could, from something to hold my family together, something. But it didn't stop. And so this was around Thanksgiving, and He moved out December the 28th, I think, December 27th, December 28th, something like that. My daughter moved out about 2 weeks later. I filed for a divorce, and my divorce was final on March the 14th. And my boss and everybody knew what was going on because, you know, I was under so much stress I didn't even know what to do. On March the 14th, my divorce was final. I left work, and they said I didn't clock out. So I took off on March the 17th because, I think it was March the 18th, because that was a Friday, and I worked the day that my divorce was final. And my boss called me the day I was off, is March the 18th, I think, to come in the office. I walked in the office, and everybody left, and I asked him what was going on, and he said, well, the day that your divorce was final, you did not clock out. That means you were stealing time, and that's grounds for immediate termination. And I lost my job. And so I was alone. I had no job. I had a mortgage. And I have to tell you that it was the darkest, deepest hole I've ever been in my life. So anyway, I have more to tell you, but it's at 12 minutes. So I'll go, and what I want you to remember from this story that you've heard today is that I love my daughter with all of my heart. My ex-husband is my ex-husband. I can't change anything about that. I can't do anything about that. But I'll have to finish the story so you know where all of it is today and where it's ended up and all of that. So anyway, I'm at 12:30, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.